Welcome back, warriors. This week's lupus life hack video topic: how hormones affect lupus and why our hormones are poorly regulated, making our symptoms worse. Your lupus life hacker, thanks so much for coming back. Happy to see you. If you're new and you want to stay in the know, make sure to subscribe, click on that bell so you never miss out on our weekly lupus life hacks videos. Let's dive in. Your hormones are influenced, blocked, or encouraged to flood your body even more due to nutrient deficiencies or nutrients dominating that hormone's receptor. What's a hormone receptor? First of all, think of it like a key and lock. Your hormone is a key, and the receptor is what activates it or stops it from being let in around and moving around your body. However, sometimes receptors will allow different keys to fit in there. That's when this will happen. This is why I'm so obsessed being in optimal range for all your vitamins and your hormones. Because when we're in optimal range, we don't have any symptoms or any signs of autoimmune disease that is present. That's why I'm always pushing for you guys to advocate for yourselves at your doctor's office and get the testing that you deserve so that you can best control your symptoms. Diet plays a major role in hormones too. If you currently eat foods that have processed ingredients, pesticides sprayed on them, antibiotics, which is in our dairy product, or in some of our meat, or if you eat foods with artificial flavors or high fructose corn syrup, stuff like that, then you are feeding your disease. Nothing you do will get rid of the lupus symptoms unless you change your diet. Why is that so? Our cells are made up of fatty acids and nutrients that naturally are found in plants and animals. So if we're eating something that's processed, full of chemicals, it tricks our taste buds into thinking we're eating something delicious and it's nutrient dense. But we keep craving more and more, and that's the addictive part of it. Meanwhile, our cells are not getting any type of nutritional value, and they start to misbehave, they start to act silly, and they cause all these problems, and it makes us feel sluggish, makes us feel hate our lives, and we're just always constantly sick. You're exhausted, you're anxious all the time. If you're sleeping, you still don't feel rested. You've been struggling to lose weight and nothing works. Sometimes you feel like you're losing it too, right? Does this sound familiar? You may have adrenal fatigue. Now, our conventional doctors don't really recognize this as something because it's not an emergency. What they do recognize is Addison's disease, where you have adrenal insufficiency, or they're just completely dead. Your adrenal glands are just dead and they have no use for you. And it causes a host of problems that are irreversible damage. You start to have adrenal fatigue. A doctor who practices functional medicine will go and they will test for this, and they will figure out if this is an issue. That way they can prevent this from happening. Our society has accepted that being tired, feeling sluggish is a normal way of life because it's common. Common doesn't equal normal. Another little note about adrenal fatigue. It's not a condition of just the adrenal glands. It's part of our stress response system, and it's very complex. So adrenal dysfunction, it also includes the brain. It includes your metabolism, your immune health, and your blood pressure. Stress can make this worse, and I don't know about you, but I'm stressed out a lot. So it's really important to control your stress and figure out ways that help you relax. One thing that helps me is just taking my dog for a walk, just me and her, or working out early in the morning by myself. It's me time. And I really encourage you just to have you time. It's very important for your mental and your emotional health. Healthy adrenals increase their output of cortisol and DHEA to help you preserve health. They also secrete adrenaline, giving you a boost of energy when you really, really need it, like in an emergency. If this becomes chronic and you're always reacting, then this is where adrenal fatigue may come into play. Your body can no longer keep up with the demand. Your DHEA levels begin to fall, and that's where adrenal fatigue comes into play. Do you feel anxious or nervous often? Over secretion can cause this. Are you complaining of insomnia, fatigue, depression, irritability, digestive issues? Are also common complaints. Like what you see so far, subscribe and click on the bell so you don't miss out next week on our new video. Now back to the topic of the week. When we're under stress all the time, it triggers a fight or flight response. And when we're stressed too, like all of our systems don't have time to rest and repair. The systems that are required to rest, repair, and digest they shut down in these moments, which is why we have all these problems, because our body is not regulating properly. And that's why it's so important to test for this and to see a functional medicine doctor. If you're interested, there is a doctor that I did a video with, Dr. William Mitchell from AZ Integrative Rheumatology. Click on the link above and you can watch our video of how he tests more in depth and how he listens to what your needs are and helps you prevent symptoms. Did you know that short and long-term stress actually suppresses our immune system? Did you know too that when the resistance to infections is reduced and allergy reactions increase? Another not so fun fact about prednisone. This is a medication that I 100% avoid at all times. Anytime I feel like I'm having a flare-up, I go right into self-care mode and I try to prevent it as much as possible. But anyways, so prednisone can affect your cortisol levels when you take it short-term and long-term. When you take it short-term but often, or you take it long-term consecutively for a year or two, or even more, not only does it cause joint degeneration to the point where you need hip replacements, shoulder replacements. If you want to know how to stop taking prednisone and rely on healthier ways or other medications, check out my other videos on decreasing lupus symptoms. Did you know that this is at an all-time high across the globe? It's because of the hormones and chemicals that are in our processed food, hair products, skin products, dairy, and meat. One chemical in particular is glyphosate. This is in Monsanto's herbicide, which is sprayed on almost all the crops that our food is grown on. Estrogen may enhance the inflammatory process of the immune system that can make our symptoms worse. There are 3 types of estrogen, if you didn't know. The first one is estrone, which is also E1, estradiol E2, and estrol E3. So E1 is the second most common estrogen and it's a weaker type. E2 is more potent. It's a version of estrogen known for supporting bone growth, serotonin levels, memory, and heart health. E3, it's the weakest. It's known for being the predominant estrogen during pregnancy. Thought to be protective against breast cancer too. Lower estrogen increases CD8 lymphocytes, which is central to activating our Th1, inflammatory immunity, and viral. I've talked about our immune system and Th1 and Th2 cells in our blog. I'll link that below. But basically, they're the body's first line of defense against pathogens that get inside of our cells. They tend to be pro-inflammatory and are involved in the development of organ-specific autoimmune disease. While lupus is a Th2 dominant condition, when your Th1 cells are overactive, it can suppress Th2 too much, causing lupus symptoms to be worse. So our body, in this instance, our immune system works best. Our body works best in optimal range, which is why it's really important to have our Th1 and Th2 in a healthy balance of each other. So if this sounds like you, it's best to avoid soy products that are processed, best to avoid meat and dairy, where hormones are used, and foods high in pesticides. So make sure to check out that Dirty Dozen list for vegetables. Do you feel like you're constantly in a lupus flare? Did you know that there are many triggers of lupus flare-ups right in your own home? Next week, I'm going to tell you what those are and how to avoid them. But after watching this video, if you feel you're suffering from estrogen dominance, adrenal fatigue, watch the next video with Dr. Mitchell, who owns AZ Integrative Rheumatology, to see how the style of medicine will best treat autoimmune conditions like lupus. If you're struggling with understanding about blood work, talk a lot about optimal ranges in the blog Vitamins for Lupus, What They Don't Tell You. I'll link that below as well. Until my video next week for triggers of lupus, check out these videos.